welcome to the brand new format of my chat show, Terrie Weather Talks 2. So during lockdown, all around Lanzarote, there has been some amazing people. I've been watching their videos, they've inspired me, they've uplifted me, but most of all, they've entertained me. And all of you gorgeous followers love the island of Lanzarote. So what I wanted to do is have a bit of a chat with some of those people. And today I am joined by the beautiful Sophie. Sophie's actually my hairdresser, and I really could have done with her today. Feeling a little bit less glamorous than normal. So let me bring Sophie on. Here she is. Hello, sweetheart. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Missing you.
Missing you too. So whereabouts on the island are you joining us from today?
I'm in El Cable, so it's near Arrecife.
Perfect. Okay. So you own Hello Gorgeous Salon with the lovely Nicola. And
yes.
You also have another very, very interesting business, Wild Heart Entertainment. So first of all, start telling us a little bit about that.
Okay, so it was kind of a thing that evolved. I started out in a music video on the island. I was requested to do some fire eating, and then we started to get requests for performances at weddings. And then this year that's just gone by, last year, sorry, was crazy. We were at big events like Monkey on Tour, like I said, weddings, birthday parties, festivals. It's just been incredible. So our dressing room has grown. We have stilts, we've got champagne skirts. It's just bonkers.
So obviously, for those of you that don't understand or don't know what that means, Sophie actually performs with fire. Ladies and gentlemen, absolutely true, absolutely true. So tell us a little bit about some of the stunts that you do and the people that you work with.
For example, on the music video, I was told the kind of brief on what to wear, and then they took me onto the location, and then I just had to keep repeating certain movements and things, and then they had me walking through the rock and things like that. So, but a lot of it is like when they're doing like filming for music videos, you have to repeat the eating. So by the end of it, I had a little bit of a sore tongue.
Bless you. And you did a birthday. I remember you telling me that you did a birthday where you came in to do the fire on the back of a motorbike.
Yeah, that was fun. I really enjoyed that.
Fabulous.
Basically, we take the client's brief, say if it's a birthday party, have we got a theme? And when we were doing that particular birthday party, she said he's a rocker and he loves motorbikes. And I said, well, why don't we arrive on motorbikes? And she was like, what? And I think this is what the clients love. They give me an idea and then I spin it on acid.
And I know that you do a lot of work for weddings, you do a lot of party work. So from a kind of customer perspective, for somebody coming over to the island later on, after all this lockdown's finished, who's maybe got a special celebration, how would they get in touch with you?
So basically, we were on Facebook and Instagram. Mainly our bookings come through on the Facebook Messenger. So all you have to do is message us from there. It can be anything. If you've got, if you've got a party and you want a little bit of an extra flair, but you don't quite know what you want, just message us and we can give you the ideas that we come up with for it. For weddings, we've been joining alongside the firework packages as well. So usually we'll come on as a surprise to the guests, and then the fireworks will go on afterwards, and it's a big grand finale. And yeah, it really, really makes the wedding different.
Wow, well, it sounds phenomenal. I actually haven't seen you perform your fire. I haven't seen it live, so we need to get something sorted. I'm sure when all of this is over, we're going to have a huge, huge party.
Yeah, it'll be a big party because I think people are ready for it.
Yeah, I think we're all more than ready for it. And then aside from Wild Heart Entertainment, you also have the salon, Hello Gorgeous, over in Costa Teguise with Nicola. And you've been doing some fantastic hair tutorials on the live. I'm seeing the curls. So is this the dressing gown?
Yeah, I did them with a dressing gown belt.
Just really basic. Explain, because they're gorgeous, how did you get those?
So I've been watching hacks, and obviously I've got a lot of other hairdressers on my Facebook page. And there was a particular one that had done it with this dressing gown belt, and what she'd done is she tucked all the hair in, and slept on it, and it was like a set. So I set out to do it, but I didn't realise, and on the video where I'm filming, I've taken the curls out, and there's just this massive curls. It's incredible. So for people that don't have straightening irons or can't quite get the techniques down, this is a fantastic way of setting your hair. Just sleep in your dressing gown belt. You look slightly mad while you're doing it, but it's cute though.
Yeah, I remember when I was younger, we used to do the rags and tie them up individually into your hair. So I imagine it's a little bit similar to that as well.
Yeah, I think the great thing with the technique with the dressing gown belt is you can actually tuck your ends as well. Because I remember when I was a child having the rags, you used to get like straight bottoms or dints where the knots were. So this one, I think it gives you a lot more of a definite curl.
Yeah, I can see they're really defined all the way to the end, really ringlety as well. They're just gorgeous, absolutely beautiful. So what other things have you been doing on the videos for hair?
So the great thing is I've got the opportunity to guide my clients through. It started off, I just did one on my personal page just to see, if people were, it was helping people, and I got so much feedback from it that I thought, right, I'll start to do it from the page. But it's become a thing now. I'm getting everybody on the red wine while I'm filming these live tutorials.
So if you're drinking red wine, have you burnt your fingers? Have you missed out?
So far, it's all gone good.
Okay.
When I was doing the tongues, I was a bit conscious because I was trying to do it backwards in the camera. I was thinking, don't burn your forehead, Sophie.
Bless you. And I guess with breathing the fire, you are used to getting some burns. You mentioned before about burning your lips. What's been the one that was kind of the most scary for you?
Usually we try and test out new toys and things like that before an event. We double check, triple check. But we've been called to an opening of a hotel, and we wanted to spin things up so it was a bit different, but I didn't have much notice, and I had a halo that we'd made, and I'd only tested it once and not in the right wind. So as I went on, I'd worn my hair down, which I never do. I usually plait it back and soak it, and the wind just caught my hair. It didn't set on fire, but it just I could feel the burn, and I had to seriously Olaplex my hair afterwards. So lesson learned, you're always learning on the job.
Absolutely.
Hair up, spray it down. Yeah.
Absolutely. Goodness me. And obviously the wind here in Lanzarote is so changeable. Predominantly it comes from a northeasterly direction, but at any given time, without notice, it can switch. And I imagine that can cause some problems for you performing.
Yeah, you've got to really read your fire. And I think you can never, I'm always nervous before I go on. The motorbike event where I arrived on the motorbike, that was probably the highest winds we've performed in. So I have to have more equipment, more sticks to make the fire be seen, because it obviously minimises in the wind. But it's when you're doing a routine, because we do set routines and it's choreographed. When you're turning into a certain move and the wind's blowing, you have to be able to get out of it quite quickly,
Of course, bless you. And you perform, you go out with Bradley. I know Bradley Bromley comes out and performs with you as well.
Yeah.
So how long have you been working with Bradley?
About a year now. He was the one that started it all off with me, and we're a good team. He keeps me grounded because I get stage fright, so he keeps it all nice and light-hearted beforehand. But he's a very, very talented guy, and every time I meet up with him, I learn something new about him.
Yeah, I have been in touch with Bradley, and I'm really hoping that he's going to come on the show as well and have a little chat. As you say, super mega talented musician. He's learning the fire, performing with you. I've seen he's been writing lots of new material as well during lockdown. So I'd really love to have a chat with him. So at the moment, you're in lockdown with your gorgeous family. So there's Minnie, there's Phoebe, and there's Dave. How have you been keeping particularly the girls entertained during lockdown?
It's difficult. It's very difficult. I'm not going to lie. At the first week we went into lockdown, I was like, okay, let's do it. And we were doing Gemma Cartwright's workouts. We were doing schoolwork that had been sent and things like that. And I had a scheduled routine day. And then we got lazy. So the week after, we were all just a bit we slobbed out in our pajamas and. Yeah, so I think you've just got to take each day as it comes. We try to do things. We try to stay active. We try to keep on top of the schoolwork and things like that. But we had Minnie's birthday, so we were all looking forward to that the other day. and we had loads of fun preparing for it as well. And I think she would admit it herself that hands down it was the best birthday she'd had, because we put so much effort into what we gave her.
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Do you know, there really has been so many positives of the lockdown. I know it's really difficult, and being in a very confined space here in Lanzarote, we're not allowed, as other countries have been allowed to go outside for the exercise and the hours outside. So you're lucky enough to have some outdoor space where you are. But I've really seen so many families come together. I've seen families inspiring one another and having some real quality time, which I think has just been amazing.
It's a gift at the end of the day. I'm the positive one in the house. I'm the one that manages everybody and keeps everybody happy. And don't get me wrong, we do have our moments. But it really is. I got a message last night from an old school friend that had thanked me for the videos that we put on. And we did an acro balance workshop. Because I used to teach circus, so we got the kids involved, and we did a live with them, and they were all nervous before we went on. But it's just gorgeous, and we've got these memories now, and we're doing our bit to keep the country safe and the world safe by staying at home and chilling and watching Netflix.
Absolutely. And I think you've touched on something there for all the younger children at the moment. This is an experience. I mean, for us at our age, we've never experienced anything like this, and it is scary. But if all the children can embrace it and have lovely memories and make some amazing memories, the fact that Minnie's birthday was so special for her, that's going to live with her forever. So they're going to remember this as a positive thing. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, it's so important, and I think it is definitely the way you talk to your children. We're very honest with them, because we know for them, children are very aware, and they can assume very easily as well. So we make sure if there's any new news that's come up, we put them in the know about what's happening, what's been passed officially, just so they're understanding what's going on as well, and they're not getting too scared in the heads.
Yeah, absolutely. What have you learned about yourself during lockdown?
I've learnt that I need to learn to relax. It took me a week or so, but now I found out that I'm quite lazy. I've learned quite a lot, that I needed the rest. I've been going hell for leather for the past 2 years trying to set up my businesses. So it's been good for me. And I've also sat back and made myself read a book. It's simple things, It's been quite. Sometimes I have days. Sometimes I have days where I'm frustrated, or I'm not getting enough information about the things that I need to know about the business and things. But most days I've found that I'm quite a positive person.
That's so lovely. I think it's given everybody time to reflect. It's given everybody time to find out things about themselves. And one of the most important things that I've been mentioning is there are so many amazing people out there on social media showing all these different skills that they've learned. But for a lot of people, there is still, when you have a family, there's so much to do in the day that we shouldn't put too much pressure on ourselves. There's going to be people that come out of this with amazing skills that they've learned. I promised that I'd actually concentrate a little bit more on the Spanish language. I really haven't yet had a chance to do that, which is crazy.
I've still to download the app.
Yeah, but I think it's not being too tough on yourself when you do want to do something and you plan to do something and you don't get the chance to do it. It's not punishing yourself for that. And like you say, actually having the time to switch off and relax is an absolute gift in this day and age.
Exactly. I think the big thing as well is, the stress that people are going through is quite major, and I've noticed it in myself, that my sleep patterns are all thrown off. I was talking to my neighbour over Messenger at like 5 o'clock in the morning the other day, because we were both online and we were both awake. But what I started to do this week was I started to put the phone down. I thought, I'm having too much screen time. I need to go back to basics, and this is why I started picking up the books. And these are books that I've just kind of like brushed off to one side that I wasn't really getting into, and I forced myself to read them, and I'm enjoying myself so much.
Absolutely. You're actually finding something that I don't think you've had for a while is your me time.
Yes, that's true. I think in a way it's a gift to have this time and to have all these hours in the day don't get me wrong, some days we're going to find it hard, but most days I'm really enjoying what I've been given.
Absolutely. I've got back into baking. I haven't baked probably since we've moved here. So nearly 8 years, and just being able to do that and go in the kitchen and make some little treats has been just a delight, an absolute delight.
I'm not a baker myself, but I tried to make Minnie's birthday cake. I succeeded on the second go, but the first go, yeah, no, it was a disaster.
But you tried.
But in the end, I managed to do this amazing rainbow cake, so maybe I should give it another shot.
Absolutely. Now, who, during all of this, who on the island here have you been watching and who's been inspiring you? You mentioned the lovely Gemma Cartwright earlier on. Who else have you been watching?
I look forward to your lives. We've been dipping in nearly every day with Jackie Lee and Paul.
Yeah.
They've got really, really positive vibes around them, and they really keep people going. They're like the mum and dad of the island, you know. So I really do enjoy their lives. Gemma, I need to get my butt back to that fitness class again because I've not been doing it for a while.
Oh,
but yeah. She is phenomenal at keeping people motivated, and also Danielle Moody. She does yoga, and that's been quite helpful for me because I was losing my flexibility. So I've been doing some of her classes as well. So you think if in between them all, you can become quite busy in your day if you're doing some of these classes. And obviously Jo Wicks for the children, we've been doing that as well. And then there is Amy Pallister. She's been doing a theatre one. So we've planned that for this week to do one of her theatre classes.
Excellent. I'm actually going to be interviewing Amy as well as part of the talk show. She's one of the lovely other ladies that's come back to me. So yeah, really. And obviously Amy's a singer as well, so she's going to perform for us. So when things do change, I'd like to say go back to normality, but what will you take from this? Is there going to be anything from this that you want to keep in your life and maintain in your life?
I think I've always been quite, even though I'm a busy girl, I always make sure that family time is quite important. So if I put my hours in during the week at work, you know, Sunday is a definite family day. We all go and plonk ourselves on the beach and things like that. So we're quite good at doing that. But I think what I do is neglect myself and my rest time and things. So I think what I will be doing is taking the odd holiday every now and again. And the special thing that I've found is being FaceTiming family and having that time with them and just chatting has been nice as well. And sometimes I don't do it often enough. So it's keeping in touch with people and staying rested, I think.
Absolutely. And once all of this is done and finished, what's going to be the first thing you're going to do?
I'm going to go and dip my toes in the ocean that's just there.
Exactly the same. Being able to walk barefoot along the beach, dipping my toes in the sea is something I'm really, really looking forward to.
Yeah. We did for Minnie's birthday. I said to Minnie, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want as your first thing that you're going to do when you're out of the house? And she said, I want to go to McDonald's. So we pinched an idea from Lad Baby and recreated the McDonald's simulator. And we downloaded it from YouTube and had it on the TV, and it was just amazing. We made the box.
I saw you made the box. Didn't you have a T-shirt as well?
Yeah, you had a T-shirt, I had a McDonald's T-shirt and a cap.
That was so sweet. But isn't it funny some of the things that we miss?
Yeah, and simple things.
Yeah, and for children, you know, McDonald's really is a treat. We only have a few of them on the island as well, so it really, really is a treat for them here.
Yeah, we were saying last night, me and my friend were on FaceTime, and we would like reminisce about all the times that we'd had out like nice meals and things, and the first thing that we're going to do when we go out together, and it's you get excited about it in a way.
Absolutely. And as a business owner here, I mean, financially, it must be incredibly difficult for you at the moment. How are you dealing with that?
We're still. I saw on Facebook that some people had started to get paid, but we're still waiting. My accountant's been phenomenal at what she's been doing for me, because obviously I don't speak very good Spanish, so she's been helping me with all the forms and things. But yeah, we're still waiting for money. So we're kind of counting the pennies now, because the last food shop that Dave did yesterday was kind of the last major shop that we can afford to do. So yeah, it's that tight, really.
It is getting tight, and obviously I'm self-employed here. I had a phone call with my accountant, and it's the end of quarter tax time, so there was quite a discussion there as to, they are being quite good though. There are various options available for you for how to pay that tax, not just in a lump sum, but you can also spread it. But I think now for many people it is getting to the point where they need, however little money it's going to be, they do need that money to come through.
Yeah. It's important, and I think the thing that I worry about as well is the children and their mentality. We were thinking about the children in the flats in Arrecife that don't face the sunshine, that aren't as lucky as us, that don't have outside space, and the financial stress that the parents are going through as well, that you have to look at your own personal situation and just count the positives, and I think that's what keeps you going. There's always a way around everything, and the government are working as fast as they can and as best as they can, but I think an important thing is if you are worried about something, or I have got a problem on my mind, is I ring my family and I talk to them about it. And our families have been phenomenal in supporting us and keeping our heads straight.
That's so lovely. And I have to say as well, the councils here and the government here really have been fantastic. I've seen quite a few groups on Facebook for people that are really struggling. There are people rallying around raising money for food donations for them, for clothing donations. So I think the message really is that it's not a case of being too proud. If you need help, ask for it, because there's so many wonderful people on the island that are prepared to help.
And the thing that I felt as well, the sense of community that's been on the island in Lanzarote has been really, really heartwarming to watch. That if anybody needs help, everybody's there in an instant. And it's really quite incredible of what the island has achieved together.
Absolutely, and it's for humanity as well. We have spent the past few years absorbed in social media and phones. Families come here for dinner and you see them all sat around the table on their phones. I think this has given us a real chance to reconnect with one another.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
For me, it's so important.
Yeah, I think that's the thing, that you've got to feel the love at the end of the day, haven't you? And count your blessings for what's around you.
Absolutely. Sophie, I think that is a lovely, lovely memento to kind of wrap it up, and a lovely sentiment. So you had a drink at the side of you?
I've got my tea. I'm not on the red wine yet.
And an appetizer. So cheers, sweetheart. Thank you so much for being part of the Terrie Weather Talks too. And all of the information about Sophie I will make sure is on the video. So ladies and gentlemen, the gorgeous Sophie.
Thank you.